my poor husband must prepare these dreadful punishments and see that they're carried out. Like Monokuma, he just comes up with elaborate punishments for all of the guilty parties. Ooh, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am the Story-Driven Gamer, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are hopping back into the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. In the last episode, we started Chapter 4, and I believe this should be the second to last chapter, right? I believe both the first game and this game have 5 chapters each, to my knowledge anyway. So again, we're getting there. We're getting close to the end. We met up at the start of the chapter with Mikotoba and Jingoku, and through them we found out that Genshin Asagi, which is, you know, Kazuma's father, the professor, was one of the students that went with them. So the three of them came to, you know, to England for their what was it for? It was like some kind of a study thing, right? Which they alluded to earlier, but now we got confirmation that it was those three. We also went to Sholmes' suite. We met a couple of red-headed dudes that I'm sure will appear later on. They're part of that red-headed convention or whatever it is, get-together, which doesn't make sense yet. I don't know what the significance of that will be, but basically it's, what is it, like you have to sign up. If you have red hair, you're welcome, and if you are accepted, you get like, what, £4 a day or something? Was that what it was? So I don't know why that was thrown into the mix. Sholmes dyed his hair, but he was recognized when he went to sign up for the event. He was recognized, and that ruined his plans. And then, yeah, the last thing we did before ending the video was we talked to Strongheart, got some more information out of him about certain things, and yeah, that's where we're gonna be. That's where we're gonna be continuing the game. Actually, I don't even know why I'm on the main menu. I usually only start from the main menu, and we're jumping into like a new section. So here we are. So we left off with this guy. And yeah, I think we have to go over to Sholmes' place again. At least I think we do, because last we left off with him, he said he was meeting a female client, but she wasn't there yet. So obviously that was the game's way of saying we have to do other things, and we've been everywhere else. So I'm gonna try going back to Sholmes' place and see what's going on there. See if it's time yet. Oh. Ding-a-ling-a-ling! Aha! Here is my guest now, my latest client with money to spend. Oh, by the way, I put him back into his regular outfit. I don't know, it was a bit goofy, like a pink, what was it, like a pink kimono with like a fox mask hanging from his neck. I think Sholmes' look is super like distinct, you know, that I kind of wanted to keep him as is. I also want to see what he looked like in his regular attire, with the red hair as well. But like, I thought Ryunosuke looked cool in his like officer outfit. I thought Suzuto looked adorable in her idol looking outfit. I don't know. I don't hate Sholmes' optional outfit, but I figured I got the trophy and I prefer this look. It was kind of taking me out of it a little bit, just seeing him in some like pink Japanese garb. So anyway. Oh, I do hope it's an exciting case, Hurley. Remember, Iris, we are at present gripped by the greatest problem known to man. I must be willing to accept any case, no matter how stimulating, save locating a runaway, of course. Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you? Oh dear, I'm afraid that Hurley can lack a little tact, especially just before the rent is due. Thwack! Oh. Oh, there she is. Oh, wow. Again, past jurors galore. So this was one of our... I think she was juror number 2 in the previous case. Okay, cool. I like that... that the jurors are playing bigger roles. Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Herlock Sholmes! Oh, please! Oh, please! Please find my husband. He's run away. Dun dun dun. He had enough of my yaoi fetish. To upset me? I beg your pardon. What the hell are you talking about, man? Never mind, a personal matter. My apologies. What exactly are you trying to say, Mr. Naruhodo? I didn't say a word. Why are you throwing this on me? Come, my dear madam, be seated. Iris, some tea, if you please. Of course. Right away. What's on your mind, Suzuto? What's the matter, Miss Suzuto? Oh, it's just that gentlewoman. She looks awfully familiar. You're imagining it. I feel sure I've seen her somewhere before. Very recently. Nah, you're just imagining it. Yes, now you come to mention it. Evie. Oh, that's right, we didn't even know her name. She was just juror number 2. As I explained earlier, my name is Evie Vigil. I implore you to take the case, sir. Money is no object, simply name your figure. £5 million. Money and wealth are of little consequence to me, madam. Being offered a case to solve is reward enough. Aha! Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you are the picture of benevolence. I will, of course, make a mental note of your offer, however, for contingent reasons. Aha! I trust you will remember your words also. If I might inquire, sir. This gentleman and lady would be... Oh, me. What I'm about to tell you, I should like to communicate in the strictest confidence, you understand? Nah, we won't tell. Cross my heart and hope to die. Alright then. Ah, these are my friends. You can trust them. I assure you, you may say before this pair anything which you may say to me. Ah, I see. Does she recognize us? I can vouch for the gentleman personally, after all. He's hard of hearing. Aha! Why did I ever get my hopes up? That was a compliment, Mr. Naruhodo. Okay then. So, I don't know, there's probably nothing to examine. We examined all this stuff, right? Nothing to examine, so let us, of course, present the most important thing in my possession, the armband. Mrs. Vigil, would you mind casting your eyes over this? Oh, my poor Daly. Where have you gone? What's become of you? I'm afraid she's too worried about her husband to pay any attention, Mr. Naruhodo. Either that, or she just doesn't want to be bothered with me. Yes, that second one. What about this? Nope. Oh, my poor husband. Woe is me. My life sucks. Okay. Fair enough. Can't blame her. Mrs. Vigil, Mr. Vigil. Okay, let's gather some information. Forgive me for asking, Mrs. Vigil, but have we met somewhere before? Quite recently, perhaps? No. Oh my. Pshaw, my dear fellow. What is your intention? Clearly you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of the English. Do all English women look alike to you, huh? If you wish to invite the lady to tea, you must do so in a more gentlemanly fashion. Is it possible that you're the nice young lawyer from the trial I attended last week? Ah, I knew I recognized her. To have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine. What a small world. I didn't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now. Is she? It must be very difficult for you as a lawyer. Being hard of hearing, I mean. Hey. That's not true. Pardon? Why are you speaking French? Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear. It was frippery, really, nothing more. Now look, we've started, Mr. Sholmes. Thank you very much. I'm trying to remember, is this based off of something specific that happened that I'm just not remembering? Like, did something happen during the trial where I didn't hear something clearly or whatever, and now he's running with it? Or is Mr. Sholmes just making up stories? Probably just that. I believe it would be prudent for you to sit quietly in the corner. Be a good little boy. Yes. Yes, Mr. Sholmes. Let's hear about your damn husband. I mean, your lovely husband. Tell us about your husband, madam. Mr. Vigil, my daily, is 40 years of age. 40? How old are you? I have a photograph here. Okay, let's see it. He looks very average. An entirely exactly. An entirely unremarkable fellow. My appearance, at least. By appearance, at least. How long have you been married? It will be 15 years this year. We have a cordial relationship, and my husband's income is more than adequate, so we live quite comfortably. That's nice. As it would appear. I need only look at you to know these things. Oh gosh, yes, he does look very extravagant. Your dress is the latest style. You're clearly regularly groomed, and your eyes are animated. Literally. Because we are all cartoons. Aha! We're all 3D models. In short, you have no inkling as to why your husband might have disappeared, correct? That's right. He's a kind man with a strong sense of loyalty, and he rather dotes on me. He's a simp. Which would point to the possibility that he has been embroiled in some incident or other. Oh, that is exactly what I fear must have happened, Mr. Sholmes. I'm quite beside myself. So either we're gonna find him dead, or maybe this case is gonna be just looking for him, or like, maybe we'll find out he's been kidnapped, and we have to figure out what's going on there. Because at this point, we still don't actually have a case. I guess, but it'll have to do with what's going on here, I'm sure. My husband's employment is somewhat unusual, you see. What if he's incurred some miscreant's ill will? He's a ghost hunter. What exactly is your husband's line of work? He's a warder at the prison. Ah, a guard. That is somewhat unusual. I mean, I guess. Let's talk about his prison wardership. So, your husband is a prison warder? That's right, yes. Well, in actual fact, he's the chief warder. Ah, okay. Indeed, I see. Well, chief prison warder certainly qualifies as something of a specialist occupation. Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare these dreadful punishments and see that they're carried out. Like Monokuma, he just comes up with elaborate punishments for all of the guilty parties. Dreadful punishments? Does she mean capital punishments? Yes, there was one prisoner that he strapped to a rocket ship and blasted into space. It was quite cool. I mean, awful. And at such times, he must occasionally spend a night or two in the prison dormitory. But for that extra responsibility, he is remunerated more handsomely than the other warders. The perks of being the chief. Of course, we make no mention of my husband's work to the neighbors. Wonder why. Yes, I believe your prudence is justified. Tell me, at what prison is your husband engaged? Barclay Prison, Mr. Sholmes. Really? Barclay? Oh, a fine establishment. Is that the prison that we always go to talk to the defendant? Or is that a different one? If I'm not mistaken, there's a large cemetery just behind it. Oh gosh, no. No more cemeteries, please. Yes, that's correct. Lowgate Cemetery. Lowgate, we've definitely heard of that. No. Nope, not doing it. Okay. We out. Case is over, chapter's over, game's over, let's go. Oh boy. So this is where the professor stuff was going down, right? Lowgate Cemetery. The very place we were discussing in court? Oh yeah, she was even there. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable, my dear fellow. And yet undeniable. Sorry, Mr. Sholmes. I'm afraid you've lost me. I'm not very smart, you see. Ah, pay no heed, madam. Pay no heed. A private matter. This can't really be a coincidence, can it? Okay. Tell us about your husband's disappearance. So, to the matter of your husband's disappearance. When did you realize he was missing? Please try not to laugh. It was yesterday. I'm sorry. Yesterday? What's so funny about that? That really is recent. Laughably so. Oh, insinuating because it hasn't been so long, it's weird that she's reporting it? I mean, I don't know, if I was married, or if I haven't seen a close family member who I live with in like a whole day, and they didn't contact me, didn't show up, I'd still be worried. The truth is, my husband does at times have occasion to spend the night away for his work. It's not at all out of the ordinary for him not to return home at night, but this is different. For him not to make any contact for a whole day, that has certainly never happened before. Oh, my dear Daly, whatever can have happened? My dear Miss Vigil, Mrs. Vigil, please, calm yourself. Now then, have you contacted the police? Why, naturally, but sadly. They refused to listen to my pleas as my husband has only been missing for 1 day. I was asked to wait patiently at home. Oh, that's not cool. In truth, Mrs. Vigil, I concur with the police. However, let us not be hasty. I see no reason why we should not engage my deductive powers to track your husband down anyway. That's what I'm here for. They don't call me a great detective for nothing. Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. And furthermore, let me assure you, a chance to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month has no bearing on my decision. Right. I think only to put a sweet smile on another Londoner's face. That's really all there is to it. You have my eternal gratitude. I shall pay any sum you care to mention. And if my husband is dead, will you marry me instead? What? No, I didn't agree to that. You seek only to put this sweet's rent in your landlady's purse. That's all there is to it. After that speech he gave about, money is no object. I don't do this for the money. But pay me up front, please. Thank you for everything you have shared with us, Mrs. Vigil. I believe I have all the information I need to begin my investigation. Oh, please report to me soon with good news, sir. Fear not, madam. We shall see. In a day or two, I shall be contacting you with a heartening report, I'm quite sure. So soon? Oh, how splendid, Mr. Sholmes. It'll either be good news or dreadful news. Good news should be delivered early, I always say. If you would be so kind as to leave the photograph of your husband in my possession. Okay. A photographic print received from Mrs. Vigil in order to aid with locating her missing husband. He appears to have no particularly distinctive facial features. They're really pounding that home. Thank you. Now, allow me to show you the door. Let me take a look. I can't thank you enough, Mr. Sholmes. You've been simply marvelous. I know we already kind of looked at it, but let me take another... Okay. He looks ordinary, I guess. I'm seeing if there's anything... He has a pocket there. Is that like a wallet? I can't tell if that's... I'm just looking at little details that might be important. You can't really see... There doesn't seem to be anything in the background. The background's kind of blurry. I don't know. If I was to guess anything... Maybe... we'll have to point out that there's a wallet in his coat? I don't know. Anyway. That's all I got. Toodaloo. You know, I think it every time, Hurley. But how do you come out with such nonsense? Get news in a day or two? Are you sure? I can't be sure, of course. But then I didn't swear on it. He could be dead for all I know. I merely gave the good woman some hope. I hope to be able to give her good news, one might say. After all, the rent must be paid by the end of the day tomorrow. If by that time I've successfully located Mr. Vigil, we shall be mutually relieved. Yes. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Don't look at me with those pleading eyes. Well, my dear fellow, did you hear the details of the case? Yes. My hearing is surprisingly good, actually. Believe it or not. Excellent. And what did you make of it? Well, I was forced to learn where her husband worked. At Barclay Prison, I mean. Ah, so you noted that. Of course I did. Of course, especially with the mention of Lowgate Cemetery. That place again. It is I. I am back from the dead. You were never dead, Mr. Drebber. We just arrested you. Lowgate Cemetery is at the rear of Barclay Prison. I don't know. I went immediately robotic there. So it was renowned among us students at the university for being haunted by the ghosts of condemned convicts. Barclay Prison is where that notorious man was incarcerated. The professor. Dun dun dun. And now a warden from the prison has mysteriously disappeared, it would seem. It's all very peculiar, and I'm sure not at all connected. Right? Because nothing in this game is connected to each other. Indeed, but nothing you can't handle, I'm quite certain, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry? I leave this to you. I'm gonna go take a nap. Aha! Run along to the prison and see what we can glean, would you? It's the prison governor you want? No doubt the man is equally worried. But, aren't you gonna go yourself? Haha, nonsense! Surely you needn't ask. I can't possibly be seen out with this hair. You did that to yourself. Put on a hat or something. God damn it, he's right. Good call, Mr. Sholmes. But didn't you go to Lime Street with that hair? That was quite a different matter. So I leave it in your capable hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm rather busy. Iris, get the towel. We're gonna rub this color out of my hair. Of course you are. Okay, yeah, there shouldn't be anything to examine, so let's move out. So we're going to the prison? Okay. Yeah, we have no reason to revisit any of these other places yet, so let's go to the prison governor's office. It's gonna be a new character. Barclay Prison is on the outskirts of London, backing onto a lonely burial ground. Its four high outer walls loomed quietly before us in the fog. Having requested a meeting, we were shown to the governor's office in the watchtower. Sounds spooky. Ooh, look at this. 1st of November, Barclay Prison, Governor's Office. Now, what's with, like, powerful people having such elaborate offices? I mean, I guess that makes sense. I feel like all the offices specifically, of which there are many in these games, are always cool looking. Except Ryunosuke's. That's the only one that looks like crap. Oh gosh, he looks like a beefy guy. This place is full of hardened criminals. I cannot remember the last time a civilian was doing here. What kind of accent is that? And you did not want to talk to an inmate, but to me? See what you look like. Oh my gosh. You look like you could snap me like a twig. Okay. Trying to glean what kind of accent he has. Do you care who I am? I'm the Governor Barry Kaidan, Oh, yes. It's a pleasure. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer. And an Easterner, I see. Does that mean? Yes. I'm a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan. Japan? Did you say Japan? Yes? Maybe he's the one who's hard of hearing. Well, there's no any of your kind in here, laddie. Oh, is he Scottish? Wait, can I do that? Well, there's no any of your kind in here, laddie. Maybe you should try the prison next door, eh? I don't know. I have to play around with it. I didn't know it's another prison next door, sir. Anyway, we came to ask you some questions about... I didn't like that be so direct, but... I have no intention of speaking with the likes of you, suspicious-looking Easterners. Now get out of my hair. So as soon as he finds out that we're from Japan, he reacts like this. That surely means he's a racist. I think it's because of the professor case. You think so too? 10 years ago, Genshin Asuki, also known as Genshin Impact, the professor, was incarcerated at this prison. And then after his execution, he apparently re-emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison. Did you mean to say that in your head? I might have known. You're sniffing about the case, aren't ya? Look at me go. You're agents, eh? Part of the First Great Web, no doubt. No, not at all. We're just... Get gone with ya, before I punch your lights out. We're going. Let me know what accent he's supposed to be doing. I don't know if it's like an English dialect. I forget, there's something he said that made him sound Scottish, but I'm not sure anymore. That will at least help me narrow it down, hopefully, or nail it down. Clearly the ghost of that killer still haunts this place. We're not going to get anywhere here. Unless we can somehow prove to this man that there's nothing suspicious about us. Governor Caden? What are you thinking, Miss Suzuto? I'm going to challenge him to a wrestling match. Can my Suzuto take him down? We shall find out. I feel sure that name came up in conversation recently somewhere. I was wondering if whoever mentioned him might have some ideas to help us. Come to think of it, I have the same feeling. Did I miss something? I guess I can just run off and... I said, get out! Is he Canadian? I have no idea. I'm assuming he's just supposed to be another English dude, just with a specific dialect. So I guess I can't do anything. Now, I know you don't want to talk to me, but would it be too much to ask for you to at least look at my armband? Governor Caden, could I at least show you this? That would be hilarious if he had a specific dialogue for that. How many times can one man turn his back on you in a single conversation? He kind of reminds me of, like, Clayton. If only I could do a Clayton impersonation. You know, from Tarzan. I could try. Except, I don't think he talks like exactly like that with that dialect, but I'll work on it. We'll probably be back soon anyway. Okay, let's... Who's he referring to? The Chief Justice? Right, let's go... It's either Sholmes or Sweet, 'cause that's where we first heard about him, right? At least I think. Do you have to go to talk to Sholmes about him, or... Nope. Maybe the Chief Justice? Actually, do you have anything to say about this photograph? Nope, he doesn't care. Who is this ordinary-looking man? He looks so exceptionally ordinary, it's ridiculous. Sorry. Just checking. Yeah, I'm not sure. Do we have to go to the, hotel? Maybe Mikotoba or Jingoku's? Oh! There's Mikotoba! Straight chillin'. Okay, maybe he brought him up. Yeah. You don't have to examine anything else. Okay, Jingoku is not down here. Hello, Papa. Father. Hello. I'm over here. Can you stop? Can you put that down? I'm trying to get your attention. That's Professor Mikotoba over there. Oh, hello, you two. I was just taking a moment to catch up on the world now that I'm unpacked. But where's Jigoku? Oh, Jigoku. I was calling him Jingoku. Yes, he's not the relaxing sort. He has taken himself off to pay his respects to all the legal bigwigs. I see. Having only just arrived in the country today, goodness, he is full of energy. Professor, you mentioned something before. About how you'd known the prison governor at Barclay Prison? Oh, Governor Caden, you mean? So it is the same man. Okay, I forgot that. Father, we must speak with the governor. Can you put in a good word for us? But he refused to talk to us. He said we were suspicious Easterners. Well, I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a very different story. Oh, would you? That would be wonderful, if you have time now. Sadly, as you can see, I'm very busy at the moment. Doing what? I'm reading the paper and relaxing. Busy drinking coffee on a comfortable, settee? No, now I have a rather lot to prepare for tomorrow. You know. Oh, sorry. I didn't say that out loud, did I? Yumikitobas are alarmingly good at reading people's thoughts. It's a gift. Or it could be that you, Naruhodos, are alarmingly bad at hiding your thoughts. I know my future ancestors are pretty bad at that too. Let's not fall out now. I have an idea. What are you doing? Give me a haircut? Oh. What's he writing on that piece of paper? I threatened him. Here's a letter of introduction for you. Hopefully, when he sees my name, he'll change his tune. Ah, thank you. Hopefully he doesn't think we forged it. Letter of introduction. A note of introduction on our behalf from Professor Mikotoba to Governor Caden. Hopefully now he'll be willing to talk to us. Good luck then. Oh, where was I? Yes, I'm indeed super busy at the moment. It would have been cool to have another companion. But, thanks anyway. Oh wait, let me take a look at that real quick. We can actually examine it like this. Oh, there's a little piece of the corner ripped off. Professor Mikotoba has wonderful handwriting, doesn't he? It looks like scribbles, but okay. This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. Is it just me, or does he make me sound extremely untrustworthy? I do wish he'd at least call you a nice young man. I'm really not sure that would help. That's not the problem here. It's not letting us look at that specifically. Blackbird Line. What's this? A check? Oh, it looks like... or a ticket. It looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket. The Buria? The SS Grouse. First class cabin, 1. Yokohama departure, 11th of September. London arrival, 1st November. Ah, that's the boat that Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jigoku came on from Japan, isn't it? Yes, I think it called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night before finally arriving in Dover. I think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Buria. It seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think? Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary. And I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Look at us. Oh, well, how strange. Where could it have gone? Are you serious? Are you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruhodo? Did I imagine it, or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh? Okay, so that's important information. Okay, it's written on the back of a ticket for passage on a steamship. Okay, maybe this little bit that's been bitten out of it, or whatever happened to it, isn't important. Or maybe it'll come up later. Okay. Time to head off to... yeah, back to the governor's office. Hello? He's got a little hanky in his pocket. Handkerchief. Okay. So I guess I'll just present you this. Hopefully, I'm assuming he won't take it from us, because we gleaned important evidence from it. If you just cast your eyes over this, Governor Caden, he just turns his back again. I'm not even looking at it. Watch this then. You cannot pull the wool over my eyes. You good-for-nothing Japanese student. Just read it. Mikotoba? That young jock from the forensics laboratory? That Mikotoba? Yes, exactly. Him. That guy, yes. Oh dear. Perhaps I should have said something sooner. I'm Yujin Mikotoba's daughter, Suzuto. Jings? You're the young man's daughter? And you did not think to mention that afore? I do apologize. I didn't think it was relevant. Aye, well, you'd best to take a seat then. Can I offer you a cup of tea, perhaps? Oh, thank you. And did not forget to try one of these wee handcuff biscuits. I thought they were oddly shaped. Your father's influence is nothing short of amazing. I'm bitterly regretting not announcing who I was from the outset now. Yeah, there's no way you would have known that would help. It's not like you knew that they knew each other. I certainly didn't. So then, what can I do you for, Hen? Well, we're currently investigating a case. Yeah, so this is so this is our case. I don't know if it'll evolve into something more, like we'll find him dead at some point or whatever, but it's one of your warders, you see. He's gone missing. Missing? That's right. It's surely been reported to you as well, being the prison governor. I have no recollection of this whatsoever. Like, how do you say that? I have-na? Have-na? I have-na heard nothing of the sort. There's no missing persons in my prison. Oh. But how can that be? That is odd. Is he just so high up that it didn't, like, cross his path? Or maybe somebody's covering it up? It's Mr. Daily Vigil, your chief warder. Who the hell is that? Eh? Vigil? That's right. His wife came to us and asked us to investigate his disappearance. Let's skip the part about him only going missing yesterday for now. He went missing a month ago. Yes, that's right. He might be dead for all we know. Clearly that means something to him. Would you be so kind as to tell us what you know, sir? Aye, of course. I'll give him a pirate voice. Okay. Now, do you want to look at my armband? There we go. What's that there, then? It's actually the sign of a Japanese defense lawyer. Well, if you have to wear something like that to prove who ye are. Perhaps I should wear these handcuffs, eh? I think maybe they were more a sign of the people you catch than you yourself. I'll just put these handcuffs behind my back. I'm gonna bend over, and you can slap me. Slap me harder, Daddy. Aye, that's true. You've got me there, Hen. Look at this suave guy. They're not actually a sign of anything, are they? Okay, let's go down the list, see if there's any... I guess we don't have to show him this again, but we'll show him these two things. Governor Caden, would you have a look at this? No, don't care. Ouch! Wouldn't I rather have a wee handcuff, Biscuit? Oh, no thanks. I'd rather you just cast your eyes over this. Or maybe you prefer real handcuffs, eh? No, neither for me, please. Lovely offers, though. Are you into this kinky shit, too? That's not what I meant to do. Do you know this guy? Oh, well, you should know him. He's the Vigil. He's, Mr. Vigil. Okay, nothing. Who's this average-looking man? Okay, let's examine the room. You got lots of weaponry on the wall here. An axe, a hunting rifle, and 4 pairs of handcuffs. That's a daunting collection. Ah, there's a story behind every one of those. Where to begin? You mean... The rifle was a famous killer's murder weapon, and the axe was wielded by an infamous executioner named Kratos. And the handcuffs were once used to immobilize a fierce 4-legged beast when it was arrested? How'd you know? I think you're in the realms of fantasy now, Mr. Naruhodo. Not those kind of stories, Jimmy. My name's not... Okay. That axe was the one I used to chop down the cherry tree at my house. Mrs. Caden was not best pleased. Are you sure you're not getting confused with George Washington? And the cuffs on the left are the ones I caught my first burglar with back when I was a bobby. Okay. Good story. The stories were a little different to those you imagined, I think, weren't they? Certainly nothing like Mr. Sholmes' stories. Yes, to my relief, and in some small way, my disappointment. Yeah. I was expecting something a bit grander. Okay, why is there a guillotine in your clock? This grandfather clock is fitted with a terrifying blade that keeps dropping down. It's modeled on the guillotine, a French execution device. You might have heard of it. And yes, before you ask, it can chop. Heads off, you mean? Heavens, no! Carrots and parsnips and so forth. I guess it's too small to fit a head through. Oh. If you place a large carrot at the bottom there in the morn, by evening it'll have been cut clean in two. Oh, so it takes a while. So it can't be that sharp. Well, the blade must have an almost indescribable edge on it then. So like if you put somebody's arm in there, would it eventually be able to cut through it? Oh, that sounds like slow, painful death. Take a look at these pictures up here. I suppose these were all former governors of Barclay Prison, are they? Either that, or former inmates who the governor has sent to the gallows. Yes and yes! Oh dear, they have all such severe expressions. I really couldn't deny either possibility. Especially the one on the extreme right. His expression goes beyond severe into a whole new territory. You can't really make him out. That one's me, you idiot! Ah! I'm terribly sorry, sir. Don't mind Ryunosuke, he's just an idiot sometimes. Is it a prerequisite of the job, perhaps? Having a severe expression, I mean? I don't know what you're on about. A boot. Of course it's not, although it is taken into consideration. A lot. Okay, what the heck is that? I didn't even see it till just now. A bird? I never have expected to find a parrot in a prison. It must be the governor's pet. Given where we are, it's hard not to see the poor creature as a prisoner. Let me out! Deny killing me! Quack! Ah! Has the bird learned to mimic the plaintive cries of the inmates of in the cells? Ouch, no! He was one of the 3 siblings, you see? And he still calls out the names of his 2 brothers like that all the time. Oh gosh. That's sad. Right. Let me out! Deny killing me! Quack! Aye, I hear you, laddie. You want your dinner, eh? Dinner do it? I think he's saying, like, didn't die. Like, deny. I think that's how you say that. Sometimes reading out accents can be can be confusing. Okay, I see a desk here. Let's see this bookshelf over here. That's a very large cabinet full of papers, isn't it? It's labeled Inmate Register, look. And all the files are in alphabetical order. I run a tight ship. That's 50 years worth of records of Barclay's inmates. Whether or not they left alive after serving their term. All the details about the crimes they committed are recorded in there. Like an epitaph, you might say. A record of crimes and punishments. How dispiriting. And yet, this man seems to be enjoying tea and biscuits as he talks about it. What delightful conversation. Can we bend in the head? That deer's been staring at me for a while now. It has. The poor thing can't fit through the small hole in the wall, but it can't get its head back out again now either. It's giving me a woefully imploring look. It's not real, Mr. Naruhodo. It's stuffed. Are you saying... Wasn't it once real? Or are you saying like it's like a... Like a plushie? What? I mean, yes, of course it is. I knew that. For a moment I thought it was another assassin sneaking in via the ventilator. Oh, I get what she's saying. She's saying like, it's not alive anymore, it's stuffed. I don't like to say... Perhaps I think you need to reread The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. What do you mean, reread? I haven't touched one of those books. Okay, I think that's everything in here. Alrighty. Let us talk to our warden friend here. We understand that Mr. Vigil is the chief warder here at the prison. Aye, that he was. Strong sense of responsibility and dedicated to the job. No doubt about it. He was a fine warder. Sorry, did you say was? I picked up on that too. I was like, huh. Aye. He does not work here no more. He left the job. Ah. What's her face didn't say that. Oh my. Was it just yesterday? When was this exactly? There's a question. When was it about? I cannot have been much less than... What the heck? 10 years ago now. Jesus. What? 10 years ago? He stopped working here 10 years ago? And he was able to keep it secret from his wife the whole time? Unless his wife lied to us, but I don't know why she would. As I mind it, do you ken? I have not heard the fella's name in all that time. Maybe that's why he was, he reacted the way he did when we brought him up. And why he was, like, confused when we said somebody went missing. That's a worry if he's gone missing, though. But Mrs. Vigil made no mention of it. I think perhaps, Mr. Naruhodo, that his wife simply doesn't know. That's what I'm gathering. Either she doesn't know or she lied to us. I think she's unaware that he no longer works here. So what's he been doing the whole time? Governor Caden, can you tell us what happened? Why did Mr. Vigil give up his job here? That's important, is it? It sure is. Yes, I believe it may be. What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? I can't help wondering, given that it was 10 years ago. Oh, right, the professor case. Ah, everything's connected, which is exactly when the professor was being held at this prison. Dang it, okay. Before we talk about that, I just want to talk about Mikotoba. My father came to Britain all those years ago in order to study forensic medicine. But you seem to have been well acquainted. The dead room, the prison, and the cemetery have a lot to do with one another. After all, they need fresh corpses for forensic research. Do you ken? Yes, I can imagine. I don't know what that means. The advancement of medical science isn't always particularly palatable. Your father worked in the laboratory just on the far side of the graveyard. In the basement of St. Sinners. It's still in use today. St. Sinners? That's come up before, I'm sure. Can't forget a name like that. Yes, that's right. We've been there. Mikotoba and I used to ride in a carriage together and negotiate terms. For more fresh material, I suppose. Aye, and we used to sit in here for hours and gab on about dissection and all sorts. Och, it takes me back. Over a pot of tea and a plate of cup biscuits, of course. How charming, I guess. He was a good fellow, your father. Reliable and dead set on his work. But I'm afraid I'll never understand you Japanese. Because of Genshin Asagi, I suppose. Everybody has a beef with the Japanese because of this guy. Okay, let's go back to this. Oh, that was a sudden music change. So Mr. Vigil actually resigned from the position of Chief Warder 10 years ago, you're telling us? What happened to make him leave the job? Tell us. In actual fact, he did not leave the job willingly. He had no choice in the matter. Was he fired? You mean he was dismissed? It was after a particular walk. Sorry? A walk? What does that mean? Aye, that's a word for it in here. A walk to the gallows. An execution. Oh, I guess he was involved in that. It's the job of the chief warder to prepare the gallows tree and oversee an execution, do you see? Only Vigil did something unthinkable on that last walk. He was manning. What did he do? Did he, like, let the prisoner go free or something? Or did he mess it up? I'm sorry, but I cannot reveal that information. So is he the one in charge of executing the professor? Because we know Courtney Scythe was like, I guess, the head of that, but I doubt she was the one who physically, like, did the execution, right? She's like a scientist. So was our warder friend here, Mr. Vigil, the one who was actually supposed to carry it out, and did he, like, mess it up? And that's why he survived, the professor? Okay, he's not saying any more, though. But I can tell you that it's very rare for a chief warder to be relieved of his post. But why wouldn't Mrs. Vigil know about it? She appears to be under the impression that her husband still works here. I would not ken nothing about that, I'm afraid. Can you perhaps answer one more question about the circumstances of his dismissal? And what would that be, Hen? That last execution that Mr. Vigil was responsible for overseeing. Was it by any chance the professor's? Was it? My thoughts exactly, and mine. I'm sorry, I really am. But I'm at no liberty to answer that. Okay, you're not gonna say. I see. But I know we're right. Watch, we're wrong. Are we done here? Well. Or can I tell you anything else? Thank you so much for your time, Governor. One more moment before you're away, Hen. Oh. I'm sure I have it here somewhere. My favorite book. I found it. Here, take this as a wee souvenir of all your visit to the prison. Or of your visit to the prison. What is it? That's Vigil dismissal notice. It's 10 years old now, of course. Oh my. Are you sure? You can put it in your court record. It's no trouble at all. It's not the original mind. Dismissal notice. The harsh reprimand incurred by Mr. Vigil 10 years ago that resulted in him losing his job as chief warder of Barclay Prison. Thank you very much, Governor Caden. Well, in return, do me a favor and never come back here. That case is closed. Okay, you're hiding something, aren't you? Well, I think we ought to return to Baker Street for the time being. Yes, I agree. We need to report back to Mr. Sholmes before we found out about Mr. Vigil. What will he tell Mrs. Vigil, I wonder? That's a question. Oh, good question. Obviously, it's a question. Wait, before I do that, take a look at this. Okay, 3 pages. Notice of dismissal, 25th of June. Chief Warder Daley Vigil is relieved of his post with immediate effect for having violated Clause 132 of Her Majesty's Code of Conduct for Prisons. Interesting. All rights to redundancy pay and other financial benefits are fully revoked. Reasons for dismissal. Aiding and abetting the escape from this prison of convict, blah blah blah, just prior to his execution. I'm assuming it's the professor. Details of this escape are still being investigated. Full cooperation with inquiries will be expected. Prison Governor Barry Caden. Okay, so he didn't just mess up the execution, he straight up tried to help him escape. Additional notes. Indications are that the jailbreak plot was conceived prior to the convict's incarceration. It's believed that the convict engaged in some form of negotiation with prison staff in order to secure assistance. Full disclosure of information regarding these negotiations will be demanded. Interesting. Okay, so he was straight up helping the professor. Okay, back to Sholmes' place. 1st of November, Sholmes' suite. We're back. Hello, you two. Oh, Cyrus. I thought you'd be back before long, so I baked some scones for all of us. Well, that's all. Oh, so that's what the delicious. Greetings, my dear fellows! Aha, look at my hair now. I'm an anime character. Oh gosh, what have you done, Mr. Sholmes? You've returned a good deal sooner than I was anticipating. Hello, Mr. Sholmes? Do I even want to ask? Hello, Mr. Sholmes? Yeah. Say nothing. Your thoughts are written all over your faces in any case. It turns out that it may have been advisable to test my hair color restoration tonic before application. Aha! Oh my. I have no words. Pray, tell me, what of our water friend? Have you garnered some new information? Oh, yes. Something very surprising, in fact. Though it's not a patch on your hair, to be honest. It most certainly isn't. But still, we discovered that... Sholmes! It's Gina! I sounded like a man for a second there. Drop everything, Sholmes. This is more important. Gina? So much going on. Uh-oh. Oh, she's looking sad. I can't Adam and Eve it. Uh-oh, what happened? What's happened? Is Toby okay? Oh gosh, that's... Oh no, I hope it none to do with Toby. Clearly a very grave matter indeed. Who else would she be crying over? For Mr. Strahd made no mention of my hair whatsoever. Not now, Sholmes. It's the boss. Oh, I guess he's important too. I guess he's important too, I guess. I mean, as long as Toby's okay, right? Can we confirm that? What do you mean? Inspector Gregson? Oh, does he... What? No! I thought we were hitting that. The moment she said his name, I'm like, oh, please don't tell me. What? What? I did not think he would die, of all the people I'm guessing. I already said I thought Mikotoba might die. Or Jigoku, maybe, but not Gregson. The boss, he's dead. Oh gosh, what? They just found his body, shot with a pistol. Oh goodness. What? My thought exactly. But Inspector Gregson, he was murdered? No, not Gregsy. Yes, come in, my dear girl. Tell us the whole story. He was my BFF after all. Sniff, sniff. I feel bad doing this, but... Gina? Can you take a look at this? Gina, I want to show you this. Get that out of my face before I snap your arm off. No, what am I thinking? This is hardly the time, is it? Okay, I'm gonna assume she had nothing to say about any of this. And now we can explore. Yeah, let's just talk to her. I was not expecting this at all. What a twist. Are you serious, Gina? Inspector Gregson was... He was really shot? I don't know much about what happened myself yet. They're still there, investigating the scene. Where did this take place? A little rented room in a building full of flats on Fresno Street. The outskirts of town, nowhere near his home. Huh, why was he there? He was perhaps investigating a case then. The thing is, no one at the yard knows nothing about no case around there. Oh, some very personal business. How strange. The boss he was good to me. I know I ain't up to much yet, but one day I was gonna show him. I was gonna show him I'd become a proper detective. Oh, Ginny. I feel for her. She always gets the short end of the stick. Gina is one of my favorite characters from these games. I've come to really like her. So, who did this? Do you have any idea who the culprit is? Uh-oh. They got him already. Already? Let me think. Who could it be? They've caught the shooter so soon? I don't even know who it could be. Maybe it's somebody we don't know yet? A witness reported something was going on, and the boys go straight down there and took care of him. Who? What awful person did this? I still can't believe it myself. Okay, so it's somebody important. It's not some rando. Gina? It was Toby. It was Toby. Oh no. I'm trying to think. You know what? Let's just go. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to stop. I don't want to speculate. Oh. It was the Reaper. So they have the Reaper. Are you talking about... Now you're talking about Van Zykes? Who everyone thinks is the Reaper? Or the actual Reaper? Because they said they have him in custody. So for them to think it's the Reaper... It means that they know who the Reaper is. Or think they know who the Reaper is. Wait a minute. You don't mean... They arrested Lloyd Van Zykes for it? Oh, it's just getting better and better. That's right. The Reaper broke gone and shot the boss. No, Lloyd Van Zykes? Oh, that's interesting. So if we're gonna defend Lloyd Van Zykes, then there's no way he can be the prosecutor. So who is? Unless it's like Kazuma, because he's technically his apprentice, right? Oh, that would be so cool if Kazuma could take on the prosecution. And again, I still think Kazuma might be the real Reaper of the Bailey. Are you quite sure, Miss Lestrade? It's Varric Von Zykes the police have arrested. I saw him with my own eyes. In the interview room at the yard. I don't believe it. But there were witnesses. And they were all saying it was him. So you mean... There were actually multiple witnesses? That's not good. They heard the gunshot, apparently. And when our lot got to the scene, there was only the boss. And that Reaper bloke in the room. Of course. But there's no way Lloyd Van Zykes would have taken Gregson's life. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it either. We become BFFs. Thank you for informing us, Miss Lestrade. This really is most terrible news. I'm dreadfully sorry. What are you saying sorry for? You didn't do nothing. Yeah, you're right. I'm just kidding. Well, anyway, I'm taking a cab over to the scene right now. Please come and all, as soon as you can. You gotta help. The detective locked to a pair wherever some sinister plot is unfolded. Little wonder we all look haggard. Sometimes these things are almost too much for the nerves. Mr. Sholmes. What's use of that and being a great detective if I failed to see something like this coming, Well, it's not a detective job to see the future. You can't predict when these things are coming. How could I let this happen to Gregson? To Gregson, my BFF! Mr. Naruhodo, I shall leave at once to begin my investigations. Of course, yes. We will too. It would be helpful if you could talk to Mr. Reaper and see what you can glean. I'm sure you intend to do so anyway. Until later then. Inspector Gregson dead? And Lloyd Van Zykes arrested? Bruno, Susie! I've called you a hansom. It's waiting outside. Oh, is that the carriage thingy? Thanks, Iris. Shall we, Miss Susanoo? Yes. Let's do this, shiznit. Nothing to examine. Yeah, it's still checked off. Okay. Let us go. So we can't go to the crime scene yet, right? We have to go straight to the prison. Oh, we can go. Unless after... Let's go to the prison first. I might save the room for the next episode. Well, oh, look at him. He's just chilling. 1st of November, local prison cell 1. There he is, Lord Van Zykes behind bars, where he belongs. Mwahaha! Nice to see you on the other side of the bars, Zykesy. Sucks to be you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So it's true, he really was arrested. He's sitting with his back to the wall reading something. I don't think he's noticed us. even after all that gloating. Lord Van Zykes? Don't interrupt me, I'm reading. Hello there. Fancy meeting you here. The last place on Earth I'd like to be. With the last person on Earth I'd like to see. Nice to see you too. I couldn't very well not come. We heard what happened, that Inspector Gregson was... Go home. This has nothing to do with you. But... It certainly does. Forgive me, Lord Van Zykes, but I must disagree. He was our friend. Kinda. Inspector Gregson was very helpful to us on a number of occasions. We're indebted to him. At the very least, we owe it to him to find out the truth about his death. You must help us with our investigations, please. There's really nothing I can tell you. What were you just reading at the back of the cell there? Like, it's such a different feeling when it's somebody that you know. Like, we've known him since the beginning of the series, you know, the last game. Very early on, we met him. And now we're nearing the end of this game. So a major character like that to die. And I liked him. He was cool. He was very helpful. I mean, there were other times where he was impeding our progress, but, you know, that's his job. You know, he can't just let us, you know, willy-nilly, you know, do whatever we want. But he was very helpful. And then, of course, there was the incident in the last case of the last game where he was very much trying to keep us from figuring that out. But you get my point. He was there. It's sad to see a character like that go, like... And then another prominent character being the, being the... I was about to say the convict. He's not convicted of anything yet, but the, accused. Did I read this already? Yeah, I think I did. But is something related to the case? This. A note. The Yard isn't quite so cavalier with its information as to share case details with the suspect. That is, a letter from an old acquaintance. Maybe Hairbrain? I don't know. Oh, who might that be? Someone you know as it happens? Albert Hairbrain. I had a feeling. Of course, yes. I keep forgetting they went to the same university. And I would like to read my correspondence in peace. So leave me alone. So let's get this over with, shall we? What is it you want to know? Strange. I mean, let's face it, Lord Van Zykes never minces his words. But they seem to have less bite than usual somehow. Maybe he secretly loves us. Maybe he wants our help, but is too proud to admit it. Not at all. Okay. Take a look at my armband. I think you know that this is worn by people in my country to show that they're defense lawyers, don't you? Yes, for the millionth time. And I think you know that I believed you to be merely playing at lawyercraft, initially. But it would seem your armband may actually employ some dormant talent after all. Lord Van Zykes, do you mean... Are you saying I'm talented? Let's hope you wake up soon. Yes, I was clearly daydreaming. I almost thought I got a compliment there. You are mistaken. Okay, does he have anything else to say about any of this other stuff? It's not from me. Ah, that's not why I was showing you it. I suppose, if it was a black-headed league, you would have no hesitation. I wish there was one. None whatsoever. Sadly, my own hair can no more be described as black as it could red. What is it, like gray? Dark gray? What color league should I then join? It's a good question. I always thought it was kind of gray, but looking closer, I'm not sure. It almost looks like, yeah, it's like a dark gray, maybe, I don't know. People are troubled by the most unexpected problems at times. Yeah, I'd say gray. Anyway, not important. Do you know this guy? What's that? Just something I was hoping to ask your opinion about, that's all. I couldn't care less. It's a serious crime for the defense to attempt to extract information from the prosecution by illegal means. Alright, I get the message. But I don't see what's illegal about me asking. I just don't like you. Okay, he had nothing to say about any of this other evidence, so let's talk to him. I kind of want to see what he has to say about the letter. After the trial, Professor Havrian was supposed to go straight back to Germany, I thought. It's a letter to inform me of the safe arrival at home. I arranged his passage by sea and rail. It's a relief, I must say. You should now be beyond the reaches of the Reaper. That's good. Because the Reaper doesn't follow people abroad, you mean? Yes, so it seems. Your stupid little Nipponese friend, for example. You told me he was keeping well in Japan when I inquired the other day. Yes, that's right. He's an author now, happily working in Tokyo. So, Professor Havrian is safely back in Germany now. Hopefully he's safe. He is. I mean, it makes sense that if the Reaper is, is based in Japan, or England rather, whether he is England or Japanese, then he wouldn't chase, he wouldn't chase someone overseas. Especially since you can't just hop on a plane and fly over. Okay, so what happened? Can you at least tell us your side of the story, Lord Van Zykes? What happened? How much do you already know? Not much. We know that the inspector was shot dead in a small rented room on Fresno Street. But you were found there by the police when they arrived on the scene and immediately arrested. We were told that there was nobody else in the room and that some witnesses heard the gunshot. Then you're well informed. And there's really nothing I can add. The truth is, I don't know what happened myself. But the gunshot, obviously you didn't fire the gun, did you? Don't be an idiot. I'm not in the habit of shooting the people I work alongside. I also heard the noise, however. Before I had a chance to investigate, I was apprehended by the arriving officers. So he doesn't actually know what happened. So was he in the room, or was he like walking by, heard the gunshot and ran in? If I might ask, what were you doing in that place to begin with? I don't need to answer that. You kinda do. I mean, you don't have to, but it would be in your best interest. Oh. After all, you're not representing me. We can. He's gonna need a lawyer, though. Unless he wants to defend himself. Your defense. Who's going to be representing you in court, Lord Van Zykes? Anyone, anyone other than you, I should imagine. Like, literally anyone. I'll take a homeless man on the street before you. I should have seen that coming. Would I be right in assuming that you have no representation as yet? Defense lawyers shy away from any trial involving the Reaper, as I'm sure you know. But this is different. In my career, of all the defendants I've prosecuted, only 19 have ever been acquitted. Of them, 16 subsequently died in mysterious circumstances. Questions will be asked now. Surely not. I assure you, no defense lawyer will want to touch me with the end of a large pole. We'll do it. I have a pole right here. I'll stab you with it. But you didn't actually have anything to do with those people's deaths, did you? What do you think? It's been 10 years now that I've been known as the Reaper the Bailey. Yeah, so like, I've been saying Cosmo could be the Reaper the Bailey, but if it's been that long, I don't think Cosmo was the Reaper the Bailey 10 years ago. Yeah, I don't know. Believe me, nobody wants to know the true identity of this killer more than I, however. It seems things may come to a head before I have the chance to uncover the truth about that. Yeah, what does he mean by that? That's mysterious. Okay, that it? So, it appears the conversation has run dry. There's a 2-second silence, that's all. Silence. Well, in any event, if you'll excuse me now, I wouldn't like to detain you. Bye-bye. Well, you can't go anywhere, Van Zykes. I was wondering, Lord Van Zykes, if you'd like, I'd be happy to advocate for you. Get out of here. You trust me, do you? Yes. Buddy, I've heard you speak many times in court. I've seen how you treat people. So I'm quite sure that you would never have taken another's life. It's just... my feelings can't be used as evidence in a court of law, sadly. It's a very gracious offer. However, oh, that's nice. He really does care. I trust no one. What? Not the police, not the judiciary, and not you Nipponese. Yeah, like, he's hung up on that. Like, I don't think it doesn't seem like he harbors specific ill will towards Ryunosuke, but because of his prejudice to the Japanese, he can't trust me. But please, I have no intention of engaging your services. Ah, I think he'll come around. We'll defend him. We will. The chasm between us is just too wide and too deep, it seems. I'd appreciate it if you don't visit again. Then neither of us will waste any more time. And he disappeared. He teleported back to his seat. Perhaps we need to Perhaps we need to dig a little deeper. And find out more about Lord Van Zykes. And what happened to Inspector Gregson. Yeah, we can't talk or anything. Okay, that seems like a decent place to stop. And then in the next episode, we'll visit the crime scene. I'm almost afraid to go. I mean, I'm assuming his body will be taken away. His body won't be, like, lying there. But, still. Might get some pictures. I really like Gregson. And like I said, he was the last person I expected to die at this stage. And, again, it's another situation where the setup of this is all these different things that have to come together at some point, right? This Red-Headed League thing. This other case with the missing... the warder guy. We already have a connection there to the professor, and now we have this case. It's like, I love it. I love all these, I love finding out how all these things come together. So, I'm really excited for the next time. I feel we'll probably be able to finish the, hopefully finish the investigation in the next episode, and then, the episode after that, we'll jump into the trial, but it's hard to gauge these things. Sometimes an investigation goes on much longer than I think it will. Or a trial, for that matter. So anyway, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Go ahead and hit the like button and the notification bell so you know when more videos go up. Subscribe to the channel. And of course, share the video and the channel with your friends, family, and loved ones. And I will see you next time. So take care, and bye-bye.